Hi, I'm Wendy Gregory and this is my YouTube channel, The Wendy House. I'm a counselling psychologist and writer. And following my recent video, Never Have a Panic Attack Again, try this 2-minute technique to change your life, a number of people have asked me how it actually works and what the neuroscience behind it is. If you haven't seen it yet, perhaps pause this and watch that video first, and the link is just coming up. So firstly, what actually happens when we have a panic attack or suffer from severe anxiety? Well, anxiety is simply a result, or the feelings we get is simply a result of over-breathing. In other words, we're breathing in more than we breathe out. So we tend to go, but we're not usually aware that we're doing it, and we tend to do it through the nose. When we do that, our brain perceives there to be a threat. Now, this all happens unconsciously, and our brain then prepares us for what's called the fight or flight response. In other words, to either run away and escape from the threat, or if we can't, to stand and fight for our lives, if we can't escape. Now, this response dates back many thousands of years to when we were hunter-gatherers or before. If we were presented with a sudden threat, so for example, if a wild animal or a hostile tribe suddenly appeared, we had to react immediately. We didn't have time to think what we would do. Now, although our lifestyles, of course, have changed massively since then, our brains haven't really evolved that much. However, this is still an adaptive response. If you step out into the road and see a car coming towards you, you don't have time to think, oh, what shall I do? Shall I step to the left or shall I step to the right? No, you just move without any conscious thought. So what actually happens? When we overbreathe, we change the oxygen and carbon dioxide balance in our blood so that there's more oxygen. And our brain speeds up our heart rate and raises our blood pressure. Our heart's pumping more oxygen around to our muscles where it might be needed to either fight or run away. It also floods us with chemicals like adrenaline and cortisol, and we call this the stress response. Now, all this would be fine if you were going to do something very physical, like run a 100-metre sprint or have a boxing match, because as soon as that was over, those raised chemical levels would dissipate naturally and very quickly your heart rate would slow down. You've probably noticed that after doing vigorous exercise, you tend to feel calm. But if you're not doing anything physical, if you're just watching TV or lying in bed at night or you're stuck in a traffic jam, it's of no use to you whatsoever, and it just makes you feel worse and worse. A panic attack is a result of overbreathing excessively, or hyperventilating, we call it. So how does breathing in to a count of 7 and out to a count of 11 work? Well, as said in the previous video, the count doesn't really matter as long as you're breathing out for longer than you're breathing in. So you're deliberately reversing the overbreathing process. When we do that, we again alter the oxygen and carbon dioxide balance in our blood in the other direction. So we have more carbon dioxide and less oxygen. Less oxygen going to our brain makes it start to slow down, to relax, to feel a little groggy. Our heart rate slows, our blood pressure drops, and we calm down. It's a bit like being in a crowded classroom or an office in a winter's afternoon. There's no windows open and you start to feel a bit sluggish. Usually someone says, oh, someone open a window and get some fresh air in here. In that situation, you're breathing in the carbon dioxide that everyone else has been breathing out. So your oxygen levels are depleted. And that's it. That is all there is to it. It's a great one to do in bed at night if you can't get to sleep, or if you wake up and your mind starts racing. By the way, the technique is exactly the same as breathing in and out of a paper bag, which doctors often suggest for people who suffer panic attacks. When you do this, you're breathing in the carbon dioxide that you've just breathed out. But hey, who carries around a paper bag with them nowadays? I hope this has been helpful for you. If so, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. So you take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.